Vitors ended up pinging himself a bunch of times trying to dig out from under Knight of the Holy Nimbus and a Savannah Lion. Finally wrapped them away, but Lovett was holding back a couple of men, dumped him on the board, and Maury just wasn't able to find a solution before he was able to be taken out of the game in Game 1.
Sounds like the age-old battle between beatdown and control.
Speed won that.
Wrathed away the first group of guys, but Welsh player Nicholas Lovett had enough gas left. Maury could not come up with the second Wrath, and Lovett takes the 1-0 lead against the reigning world champion.
So I'm going.
Both battles on that side of the bracket are basically Trisketron versus Aggro.
Right. Just watching this game, I'm wondering if Tiago hasn't already given away a lot of his advantage by, well, not his advantage, given away maybe a win condition by compulsive researching himself.
Oh, interesting. Now he can't. Now
this match
losing the decking battle.
Very well could come down to decking, and I think he has to be considering just holding all of his compulsive researchers at this point, for, hoping to deck Nassif.
Yeah, we see here that Nassif, he's got the flashback, or sorry, the foresight going on Proclamation of Rebirth. He's bringing the Martyr out every turn. He's gaining life, gaining just a ton of life. That's what the deck is designed to do. But then, how does he actually win the game?
He 1-0 in the Swiss. He decks his opponent. I mean, he can win with Chrono Savant.
It's got Chrono Savant in there, sure.
He has. They did briefly consider putting one Pendelhaven in for their 1-1 beatdown because they get all their 1-1s back after they wipe the board out. So they have Martyr of Sands and Weathered Wayfarer beatdown.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Again, he's just...
Yeah. Well, let's go down to John Becker again. Sounds like there's more action on the other tables in this top 8. What's going on, John?
I'm up. We had a pretty interesting match over with Minahara versus DeRosa over there. Believe it or not, in the Dragonstorm deck, you expect dragons to storm out of the deck, but Minahara hardcast over the course of the game 2 Bogarden Hellkites.
Wow.
Not exactly fairly using Lotus Bloom, but
still
push them out instead of using the Dragonstorm version. Just too much flying damage for Paolo, and we moved on to game 2.
All right, Mahara up a game with his Dragonstorm deck playing against Paolo Vitor's Boros.
Can we conclude the other 3 matches before Game 1 is done here?
I started to think about maybe switching and get some coverage of the other matches. What happens next?
What happens next?
You say Nassif's win conditions. He's got...
Nassif doesn't have to do anything other than do this every turn.
For the rest of the game.
For the rest of the game until
because Tiago played a compulsive research, he's going to get decked eventually.
Yes.
That's his plan.
As long as Gabriel Nassif can gain more life, then Tiago can deal damage each turn. He's just set up. This is, and what happens is if Tiago plays any more guys, then if he plays any more guys, he's just going to get them wrathed away, and Gabriel Nassif can go back to gaining tons of life. He has so much room. I would actually consider packing here.
If you're Tiago?
If I'm Tiago.
He would just scoop?
I might. I don't know how he can possibly do enough damage. He has nothing in his deck that can interfere with this engine right now.
Does he have careful consideration or compulsive researches he can try to deck Nassif?
He does have 2 more, or I'm not sure if he's cast 2 or 3 compulsive researches thus far. I believe it's 3.
Okay.
So he has 1 more, but he does not have the careful considerations.
Interesting.
And Nassif has compulsive research, so he will use those against Tiago to end the game.
Tiago's playing a Lightning Helix. Like, how awful is this matchup where...
He's remanding...
Oh, he's remanding his own Lightning Helix to draw a card, sure. Seems like his plan is try to wade through Gabriel Nassif's Wrath of Gods and then catch him without a Wrath, build up enough creatures to actually outpace the Martyr.
He does have the Sacred Mesa.
That's pretty much the only way he can realistically do it, right? Wow. Well, you do what you got to do, right? Tiago Chan, I mean, he tested this matchup. He knew that he knew his chances were a little slim. And things seem to be working out just as predicted. Gabriel Nassif is able to set up his Martyr of Sands recursion, and there's just not much that Tiago's deck can do about it.
He's now a game and a half ahead of Tiago Chan. Almost 30 points.
He's at 50 life.
That's a great shot. We can see Gabriel Nassif in the foreground. You guys...
Katsuhiro Mori.
Katsuhiro Mori.
There's the reigning world champion and the reigning Japanese national champion. He'll be competing today in both the individual top 8 and also the team finals. In fact, let's go back and watch some of Katsuhiro Mori's match. We'll check in on the Steve. We'll keep you updated on how this game goes, but it looks like they've settled in for the long haul. So we'll try to bring you some
second lightning.
Bring you some coverage of a different match.
21 life a turn for Nassif now.
All right, we're now on the match between Katsuhiro Mori and Nicholas Levet. Mori is on the left of your screen. He's playing his own version of a Tron deck, his own design, in fact. It's a blue-white controllers Tron deck. His opponent is playing Boros. Boros, pretty popular deck. Seemed to be a pretty good call in the metagame, but we'll see how it does. Becker, put their decks in the right spots on the map, please. Take one.
So, and Mori has probably brought in a couple of Circle of Protection reds here for this game.
Oh, yeah?
We're going to assume so. He's got
pretty good sideboard card.
He's got 1 Spell Snare, 2 Spell Snares main, which seemed very good against...
yeah, in fact, you saw Levet sort of very cautiously asked, can I have a Knight of the Holy Nimbus? And because he knew about the Spell Snares. Mori did not have one, so we have a Knight of the Holy Nimbus in play.
Remember, these guys have access to each other's deck lists. We've talked about the play testing.
Right.
So they know they've play tested, and they've play tested extensively sideboard, because you play, theoretically, in a full match, you play 4 sideboarded games.
Right.
So
Levet sends over the Holy Nimbus.
That's actually the most important play testing you do in this format, is trying to
Sure.
anticipate how your opponent will sideboard, and maybe in trying to anticipate ways that you can sideboard that your opponent wouldn't have expected. Although I don't think we will.
No, well, Katsu
Not
clearly
see the
brought in the
Circle of
Copperhead.
But that doesn't do a lot against Knight of the Holy Nimbus.
There's another Knight. Katsu's been building up with Hallowed Fountains. He's got 1 piece of the Urzatron so far. Haven't got a good look at his hand. Looks like he does have a Wrath of God, and there it is. Sweeps away the 2 Knights.
They don't have protection from Wrath.
Nope. Even the automatic regenerating ability. Regeneration, not good enough against Wrath of God.
So have you heard about Kenji's play with Knight of the Holy Nimbus in one of the side drafts this weekend?
No.
He put Detainment Spell on it, and your opponent can no longer pay the 2
Wow.
to make it lose indestructibility.
So if you draft Knight of the Holy Nimbus and Containment Spell, you
Containment
effectively
Spell.
create a just indestructible
It's
creature.
an indestructible creature.
Wow. Is that actually good?
I don't know if that's actually good. I mean,
It's cool.
it's
clearly
definitely
cool.
Detainment Spell's not actually an underrated card in draft.
Okay.
And because it has the ability to move around, you can have it do something else, and then when your Knight's there, you just move it in play. You can move it in play from one creature to another. It's a nice little thing to put in your hat and store away for a tough match where you have
Sure.
no answer to a situation. Saltari Priest has replaced the 2 Knights. Looks like a Volcanic Hammer has been aimed at Mori as well. Just the Tron seems to be eluding him here. He's got if Hallowed Fountains were Tron pieces, he'd be set.
There's a Signet for Katsu. Oh, our scoreboard is actually wrong. Levet leads this match 1-0, not Katsu. These seem like the crucial turns where this game's going to get decided, right?
Right.
Either Levitt's going to be able to get out enough damage before Katsu can set up, but I mean the long game clearly favors Katsu.
He's got a. I mean, in the late game, he's going to have. He's got a Teferi. He's got. Faith's Fetter seems like it would be a fine pull at any point for Mori.
Sure.
His draw seems very flat. It doesn't. I can see a COP red there.
Yeah, Mori seems like he's in great shape. He's got Copperhead, he's got Wrath, he's got Spell Snare, Remand. Pretty much seems like he's in total control of this game. Yeah, he's taken 2 a turn, but whatever. He can do that for a couple turns. If he doesn't draw Face Fetters, he can use the Wrath. Okay, goes ahead and decides to Wrath away just the 1 priest. Perfectly reasonable. Especially, did we see a Teferi? Lovett on the other side has got some burn. He's got a Char and a Lightning Helix and a Rift Bolt. So no creatures, but he does have 10 points of burn.